Ladies and gentlemen, do not adjust your set. I am the Hitman Kaz, and welcome to another free format video. Now, I'll admit, I really was not gonna talk about this or touch on this, make a video about this or anything of that nature, just because the whole drama period, not just the person it's about, really does not concern me. It's none of my business. And at first I really didn't know much about it. So why even bother? But, I suggested giving my 2 cents about this as a joke. But then people seriously did want my take on it. So, I gave it some thought. I listened to the latest episode of TCR, and I listened to his response video. So, here goes. First off, for those of y'all listening, if you guys do not watch True Chappers Radio, the Ghost Show, or you're not in the Thunderdome or Inner Circle, or you're not involved in anything like that, you're not going to understand anything about this video or anything of that nature. And for those of you that do, just sit back as I try to cover as much as I can and as much as I remember. Now, what I'm talking about is the whole incident with Chappers. So, to start things off, prior to everything that was uncovered, I had no beef with Al Chappers. I still don't, but I had no problem with him. He never talked about me. He never talked about me, so I never had a reason to talk about him. But similar to me, he was a serious caller on the Ghost Show. But pretty much everyone off the bat felt there was something off about him. And it seemed that just him making his presence known made him a bigger enemy to the trolls than I ever could be. And at first, I just chalked it up to him being a serious caller and trolls not liking serious callers. But after knowing what we know now, I see why. And it really kills me how long it took Ghost to finally open his eyes to all this. And I will admit, at first, he was right to give him the benefit of the doubt, because it's what you do with everybody. But when you got cats like Helmet Boy and to a lesser extent Art Hammond saying stuff, I can understand Ghost not believing them because they're trolls. But Art Hammond's word is a lot more respectable than Helmet Boy's. Because Art Hammond may be a big time troll, but he also knows when to be serious. But I digress. So him not listening to the trolls, I understand that. But when then you got serious dudes like my homie Haywood, shout out to him, or to a lesser extent, Wings of Ghost Son, echoing the same thing. That's when you gotta start really thinking about it. Maybe they might be onto something. And it was crazy how much Ghost defended him. Because pretty much every time somebody either tried to throw the accusations in his face, or just tried to speak down on Al Chappers, he'd be so quick to defend him. And no offense to Ghost, but Al Chappers is the biggest ass kisser / brown noser to Ghost since the Teutonic Plague and West Coast Capitals. Like, he like the level that he was kissing Ghost's ass was like double what Teutonic Plague and West Coast Capitals did. It's so hilarious. But onto the subject matter, because I think I'm getting off topic. Basically, pretty much everything about Al Chappers has finally come to light, at least with Ghost. Pretty much everybody knew it, but Ghost, I guess, chose not to believe it, or because he gave him the benefit of the doubt, didn't want to listen. Take the pick. But yeah. First off, him and his boy DJ Launchpad have a Discord server that he actually showed a video about a long time ago. And said Discord server has adults, but it also has minors. And that is never good. You never want to have minors mixed with adults in an online chat room like that. And personally, I felt, given that not only were they minors, but they also had disabilities and shit, I'm fully convinced that Al Chappers and DJ Launchpad use that to their advantage to manipulate and take advantage of them. So that's even more wrong. And I'm really, and this is just me, and as far as what I'm saying, this is more towards the server, their chat room, not Discord itself. Because Discord, I got no problem with. But what they're doing on Discord, no, that's a big no-no. Especially this Dave Madsen cat, who is worse than Al Chappers and DJ Launchpad, given the fact that he's a 60-year-old man. And it's one thing where you got dudes like Al Chappers and DJ Launchpads, who Al Chappers looks like a fucking neckbeard, talking to minors. But now you've got this nigga Dave Madsen, 60 years old. You've got a little old head talking to minors. Like, you got a literal Herbert the pervert talking to these minors, man. That makes it even worse. And with Al Chappers saying that he does not associate with DJ Launchpad anymore. I think he's capping, big time. The biggest reason why I think he's capping is two reasons. Reason number one is because he still defended Dave Madsen amongst everything we know about him, as far as his age and him being in the chat room. Because DJ Launchpad was a pedo, and who's to say that Dave Madsen isn't either? You know? And he really doesn't have much of an alibi against the claim. So I say he's just in the same boat. And with this dude and with Al Chappers defending him, honestly, it just continues to make him look worse. And then the second reason why I think he's capping about not associating himself with his boy DJ Launchpad is the fact that he tried to bring an underage girl into the inner circle. And one could be diplomatic or give the benefit of the doubt, be like, hey, maybe just like all the other members of the inner circle, she wants to be a capitalist and wants to wants to live life lavish. Yeah, but at the same time, you know, still, for me, it's not so much the fact that she's underage being it's more of the excuses he gave to bring her in despite her age, where Al Chappers' excuses that he gave were the literal excuses, the exact excuses that a pedo would give to try and rationalize their pedophilia. Saying that she's mature for her age. The fact that he tried to lie about her age, saying that she's almost 18 when she's really 15. And all this other crap. So, yeah. And then I want to go back to when I called him an ass kisser and a brown noser. The extra part that makes this worse for him, that why I also compared him to the Teutonic Plague, is because he does something that the Teutonic Plague did back when he was in Ghost Good Races, and that's he mimics him. He acts the same way ghosts act. And what kills me about this is that towards the end of Al Chappers' response video, he had the nerve to call Ghost a fraud. And what kills me about that is that you call him a fraud, yet you're still turning around and trying to act like him. Where you're making the goat noises that he makes. You're threatening punitive damages like how he does. Like, come on, man. If you how you gonna diss him and then try to be like him at the same time? Like, holy hypocrite. And then another thing that he said towards the end of his video was that he was a respectable guy. Man, that's the biggest cap that you said in your video. That's the biggest cap. you are the furthest thing from respectable. And you had the nerve to want to talk about Ghost's reputation, man. Even with how low Ghost's rep has sunk because of the trolls, his rep is still way higher than yours could and will ever be. So, before you even think of talking about anybody's reputation, number one, you need to check yourself. Two, clean up your act. Because until you do any of that, you have no room to talk about anybody's reputation. And you're damn sure not respectable. And then let's also bring in the biggest elephant in the room. And I'm gonna say it straight up. You ain't blind, fool. I don't know who the fuck you trying to kid, who you trying to fool. We ain't stupid. You're not blind. You never have been. And you're probably never gonna be until you get old. You're probably legally, are you legally blind? Probably. But fully blind? Hell no. Get out of here with that. You're lying your ass off and you know it. And there's no convincing me otherwise. Then next, I want to discuss my boy Haywood. Shout out to you, Doe. I'm gonna be straight up. Al Chappers, hop off Haywood's sack. Cause the only person you sack riding more than Ghost is Haywood. Although I don't agree with him bribing Ghost to get you kicked out the Thunderdome, still you getting kicked out the Thunderdome was the right thing to do. Personally, I would have told Ghost straight up, he's got to go, without even bribing any money. Straight up, he's got to go. He can't stay here in the inner circle. He's too. He has too bad of a rep. He's not a good person. He's a disgusting person at that. For everything he's doing and has done, he's got to go. And how Ghost is a fraud for taking Haywood's bribe and getting kicked out. I don't know how Al Chappers came up to that correlation. But hey, it's whatever's cooked up in his head, not mine. And finally, I want to bring up the last part he said was for the Ghost to get rid of the Ghost Show and Radio Graffiti. Now, I will say this, even though the trolls might not want to hear it, and some might, and Ghost might not want to hear this, but honestly, this might be the only thing that he actually was making sense towards. And the only reason why I say that is because, and Ghost might not want to hear this, but it's the truth. He's been so inconsistent when it comes to the Ghost Show. Despite whatever reasons he lets us know, the fact of the matter is he still isn't as consistent with it as he used to be back around 2020 and before that. And honestly, I'll say this for Ghost's sake, just so he would be more consistent. Don't do these 9-hour shows. Do what you used to do back in like 2011, where like have the show be at like 3-4 o'clock Central Standard Time, and then have it be for only 3 to 4 hours. Set 1 hour or 2 hours for the politics and financial insight and all that, and then set 1 hour for the donos, then the last hour for Radio Graffiti. And just leave it at that. Don't have, and no matter how many more videos come in, do not do anything further. Just once the hour's up, shut off the donations, and that's it. And then get to Radio Graffiti, and then end the show. And by doing just 4-hour shows every day, it'll be easier on you. Your voice isn't gonna take a hit anymore, and you'll be raring to go for the next show. And to his other notion of scrapping Radio Graffiti, no, I don't agree with this at all. Because if you guys were around during, I'd say, from 2016 to 2020, which was before the Ghost Show, when he moved away from Blog Talk Radio onto Gab and all that, he got rid of Radio Graffiti completely. And I can honestly say without capping that because Radio Graffiti was discontinued, his viewership plummeted. Because Ghost may not want to admit it, but along with the people that listen to him for the financial insight and commentary, they also listened in for Radio Graffiti and also to be a part of Radio Graffiti. And by him taking away that, number one, he took out the interactivity of the show. And because he took out the interactivity, a lot of people no longer saw a reason to listen into the show. And because they no longer had a reason to listen to the show, they stopped watching. And then after that, even while his show was completely serious, it still took an even further dip until he finally called it quits. At least so we thought. And then the next day he started the Ghost Show, and the rest is history. But that's all I got to say on the matter. I definitely want to thank each and every one of y'all for taking the time out of your busy schedule to come and chill with your boy. I want to give a big shout out to everybody in the Underdome. I want to give a big shout out to the crew, and y'all know who you are. So if y'all enjoyed this video, go ahead, hit the like button. Comment if you feel like it. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video. And until next time, by way of Struggle Vision Productions, I am Hitman Kaz, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.